Welcome back to EU Masters. Quickshot and Ender here, bringing you some Group A action to round out day 3 of the group stage. It is BTXL taking on GamerLegion, and as we jump into the draft, we're shifting gears just a little bit. After the previous game, Ender and I still quite shocked at the end result. We spent a little bit of time breaking that one down after the fact, but we get to reset now and dive back into a new group. Heimerdinger bans, dude. We've seen this a few times. Do you like it?
I mean, it's Hjarnan. Like, he just is Heimerdinger. You have to ban the champion away.
Hjarnan, yes.
If RNG did it, then I think BTXL in U Masters is going to do it. So I think that's probably the right choice here for them.
Oh, that is fantastic. If it's good enough for RNG, it's good enough for BT. Let's take a look at some of the other champions that are going to be coming through. Thresh is now banned out. Varus taken out the table. So in terms of the power picks, Ornn, Trundle, Aphelios, all of the primary offenders, if it were, as well as now the Syndra taken off. I mean, kaSing is in there as well. kaSing very famous for playing Zillion many times in the past. I wonder if he'll get his hands on that again at some point this tournament.
Yeah, and you know, this is a game where I feel like we might have some interesting pocket picks come out, especially, you know, just the other day we saw Hjarnan playing the Talia in the bottom lane next to a Poppy. So there's some wild stuff on the horizon potentially for these squads, even with the likes of the Heimerdinger banned away. Hjarnan has a whole lot of other mages up his sleeve.
I really want to see it. No, I don't want to see it. That's boring. I want to see some fun picks. We'll see whether or not we get them a little bit later in the draft or not. I mean, Corki mid, we've seen this so many times in the past. Azir, Corki, Drake was ranting about the matchup that they came today, I can't remember. And unfortunately for us today, Hjarnan, it's still going to be a little bit of a unique approach with the Senna. It's not quite as crazy as his mages in the bottom lane, but fasting Senna, still a little fun to watch.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they pair with it, because that's where the stuff can get real fun. You know, we've seen, I think, the Trundle now locked in, obviously going to be a flex as a jungle option, but also we've seen it not just, you know, when Hylissang pulled it out in LEC, but also just the other day. We were casting that too with the Trundle down in the bot lane as a support, quote-unquote, option next to that Senna. So already telling me that GamerLegion are looking to scale on up here. Senna and Trundle both fit the bill for sure in that sort of a style. And with an Azir on the other side, hey Trevor, it's time for our favorite game, which is 45 minutes of League of Legends.
That's it, the scaling game. Although, to be fair, I actually went into that game with Kick, who were Kick playing against? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was it's 2 scaling comps, and I was adamant it was going to be the slowest game ever. Might have been the Riders, and then all of a sudden it just turned out Kick won the game in 25 minutes, so... I will remain hopeful, the optimist, if it were. And we get a Ziggs. Ziggs has been banned at least 3 or 4 times this tournament already with the Azir locked in. That means it's a bot lane Ziggs.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the bot lane Ziggs. The ability to look for early turret plates with the passive. Of course, you know, after the turret plate buffs to make them give you more gold, that definitely got buffed down there. But also, Rift Herald plus Ziggs W is like insta-kill on towers. So can be very good here. Now, is it going to be? No, it's not going to be. I thought, you know, Veigar, hey, does make some sense. We've seen Nemesis play that a whole bunch up into the Azir if you are trying to scale, but instead GamerLegion telegraphing a little bit with the Tahm Kench that will be down in the bottom side of the map, and barring a last second top lane flex for Phone, well, it's probably going to be Rabble's Trundle in the jungle.
Taking a look through the Ziggs play, has been played 3 times by BTXL, 1 win, 2 losses throughout the course of the splits and or the year so far. And now Bard has been taken away, so that's quite interesting. Let's theorize what you would run with the Ziggs in the bottom lane. The Bard is taken away. Thresh is gone as far as the support pool is concerned. So, you know, what unique picks would you like to pair with a Ziggs in the bottom lane?
Well, honestly, the Thresh has already been banned away. That's like my favorite option next to the Ziggs, but you can either look, I think there's 2 ways you can play with the Ziggs in the bottom lane. One is you're going to be going for some sort of like enabler, like melee support, right? So like you could look for a Nautilus. That's still left unbanned. That is an option. Of course, like a Tahm Kench banned, you can't, or picked on the other side, you can't go for that. But the other thing you can do is run double mages down bot side, especially when you're looking at a Tahm Kench Senna in that 2 versus 2. Like, those 2 champions aren't going to do anything to double mages. You know, 2 mages get full control over the minion waves, push them underneath the tower. You can look for dives potentially with the Jarvan as well and play 4 turret plates, which is what I already think the strategy is going to be when you lock in that Ziggs bot side.
Oh, I'm actually really interested to see how this plays out. The last ban is going to be kaSing here. from BTXL. And now GamerLegion have a little bit of time to decide what they're going to lock in. We've got the bot lane and the jungler already secured, so we're looking for the solo laners here and leaving the ability to counter pick at least one of them. You'd have to assume mid goes now and save top for last. But the thing that I'm most interested in, Azir Corki boring. The thing I'm most interested in is what the support pick is going to be with Ziggs, and then what do BTXL run in the top lane as well. You've already got like a lot of control. The bouncing bomb, the Hextech Minefield, Sand Soldiers, Emperor's Divide, Cataclysm. Like if anybody gets locked inside that Cataclysm, the Mega Inferno Bomb is just going to do a lot of work, and then Sand Soldiers can poke down. So there is a lot of crazy potential here from BT.
Yeah, that's for sure a solid combination here. Now, the Aatrox as that blind pickable top lane option here for Sendu is going to be pretty good. And, I mean, I mentioned bot lane mages. The Zilean is a kaSing classic. I don't necessarily love it here. You know, when I think of like those bot lane mages, it would be a little bit of a different style. It would be something like Azir perhaps down there next to the Ziggs. But we'll see what kaSing goes for. Give me a brand would be sweet. Whoa!
Oh, it's Pyke! Okay, so it's not mage, but this signals a lot of what they want to do.
So this is the other thing. So right, like when I was talking about having like a melee bot laner that can go in, like Ziggs is supposed to just clear waves here and give windows in which Pyke can roam towards that middle lane. So in that sense, especially once Deadly hits level 6, you can just drop that ultimate and you know, stop a push in its track, especially if we ever look to go in towards split lanes. But now with the Fiora in the top lane up into this Aatrox as well, that is a matchup that can get super out of hand once some items start coming through for that Fiora.
Yes, this is the draft I wanted to cast and watch. Okay, I've done a quick search. Cannot find any record of Pyke being played professionally this year by kaSing and BT, so that's first time. And same goes for Fiora from GamerLegion. So definitely pulling something out, a little different phones on the Fiora in the top lane. Ziggs Pyke in the bottom lane. I'm going to let the observers know very early, never go mid lane, don't care. Unless somebody goes to play there like a Pyke or a TK. I really want to see how this top and bottom lane plays out. And then also, Fiora versus Aatrox, like that is a very, very different style of matchup, and takes me back to the good old days where top laners would go sort of carry into carry and you know, just throw down.
Yeah, the problem is for the poor little Aatrox, though, is there's a difference between Aatrox carry and a Fiora carry, because Fiora is the grand duelist. She's going to be super, super powerful, especially once you start seeing some items come through. I've actually seen a lot more Blade Through and King Fiora, which we may get to see here for that pick of just being super strong in a side lane in those one-on-one options here. But with the Jarvan backing up that Aatrox, you can either look towards the top side or down in the bottom lane to make early plays happen for this team.
So, talk to me a little bit about this bot lane 2v2 and how you expect it to play out. There's a little bit of setup in the top lane, so if nothing plays out, but Senna TK versus Ziggs Pyke, if TK has to go in and farm, this is going to be nightmarish for him, surely.
Well, here's the thing, is it's Omnistone Pyke as well, which, wait a second here, oh
Tex
no.
is in trouble, flash over the wall. Can anybody from GamerLegion, do they decide to? No, they don't, they hold on to it.
Okay, so in Phone's defense, he did not know where BTXL were the rest of them, so he didn't want to flash in to the Fog War and go for the kills, even though I would have preferred that he get maybe a little bit more bloodthirsty. Still, that's going to be a big win. Jarvan losing his flash early on basically removes that first gank kill as an option, because the only thing that's undodgeable in Jarvan's kit is going to be the EQ into flash, where you extend the knock-up and don't give the ability to escape from that one. So now he's going to have to visit lanes twice to get a kill, barring some very specific situations in which someone like Phones could be like pushed super far forward in the lane. It's going to be a struggle for him to get much done.
Yeah, definitely the case. I really want to, again, just come back to this, how this duo is going to play out. Hjarnan and Visdom, have got themselves a little bit of additional time on the wave. kaSing rocking up a little late. He was there helping out Taxa. But another wave clear is going to come up from these bouncing bombs, as well as the Hextech Minefield once it eventually is leveled up. Means they're always going to be able to control the pace of this wave, and I just want to see what kaSing's going to do on the Pyke.
I mean, I wish I understood his reasoning behind going for the Omnistone here, because I'm pretty like, usually Omnistone, like, that's something that works on champions that excel with a lot of different rune choices. And when I think about Pyke, there's like 2 runes in the game that he could possibly want, or perhaps 3, right? Like, he either cares about the Aftershock, Predator, Hail of Blades, and then I guess a Dark Harvest too, technically, you could toss on in there. But, you know, if you ever get something from the Precision Tree, or he has a Grasp the Undying right now, like, that's pretty useless, I feel like. And I would rather just have the consistency of either having the Aftershock when you go in, or I'm actually a really big fan of the Predator Pyke, especially in a lane where you're looking more to roam as opposed to go for those early trades. So I'm curious to see what he gets done with it.
Okay, so we'll... let's reserve judgment until we see it in action. However, I know you've made judgment already. So
I've judged.
You have indeed. And Rabble is going to look to judge Sendu in the top lane. Sendu's still got that flash. Going to get chomped down and take a lot of damage. The Pillar of Ice/Filth comes up, and honestly, that was just easy.
What?
Sendu held onto the flash and just concedes it. Rabble flashing the Fnatic logo as they pick up the first kill.
Okay, I don't know what the Fnatic logo is supposed to be like. Oh, Fnatic are the better UK team, LOL. Sendu has the flash up, and I don't know what he's doing.
I mean, that's who BT lost to in the UKLC finals. So, you know, we talked a little bit about the psychological warfare of Destiny throwing up the FPX logo against G2 Esports. It's the same logic here, just on a smaller scale, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Rabble, you're not allowed to do that until you make it to a world final.
Oh, no, too soon, dude. Too soon. That is also a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Observers, unfortunately, you have disappointed me, and you showed me farming in the mid lane. Let's avoid that as much as possible.
Please.
Rabble is coming for the repeat gank, but unlike most repeat ganks, Sendu's still holding on to his flash, and he's got a big wave pushing into him, so maybe this is just shadowing in case there was any trouble from someone else.
Yeah, Rabble's just here to make sure that the wave can get pushed in, no problem. I think he got a kill the first time around, and that was way more than he was ever expecting, and going to be very happy with that one. And we were sort of talking about how this matchup can get out of hand. Now Phones is going to be able to go back to base with the extra first blood money. Right there as kaSing jumps in towards the mid lane, and wow, the big electrocute proc with the Omni Stone there. Insane.
Didn't secure the kill, didn't get the summon spell, but it gives a little bit of control to Special in that mid lane, even on CS for the time being. And of course, because this Ziggs is in the bottom lane, every time kaSing roams, Deadly Ziggs has got more than enough AoE to maintain and clear the waves, and levels are so important for those mage bot laners. We want to get those spells up as high a level as possible so that they can again maintain control and dictate the tempo, the pace of that lane.
Yeah, for sure. And Hjarnan actually jumping a little bit forward here
Indeed,
with that glacial augment, lands everything.
Oh, but the satchel charge spits them backwards. Deadly still had flash available to him, so he held on to it for now.
Yeah, but actually the satchel charge knockback there, it looked like canceled Hjarnan's auto attack. Of course, he has to stand in place when he charges that one out right there, and may have been enough damage. Would have been very, very close there on the HP that Deadly was sitting on. Now, with that bot lane pressure, even though Deadly does have the teleport, Taxer being up in the top side, and that means Rabble will be able to easily pick up that early Drake. And one of the great things about Trundle in the jungle is he's super good at going for those early dragons, has a lot of single target damage with both the Q to, you know, of course, auto attack reset, steal some AD away, but also the W gives you all the attack speed you could ever ask for, and Hjarnan's going to be super happy, not just to have a Cloud Drake, but also to have 2 bonus souls.
Yeah, really nicely done. And GamerLegion, they get the first kill, they get the first objective, they survived the little engage that happened there in the bottom lane. And they've just set themselves up well in the first 6 minutes. Hjarnan and Visdom on the Senna TK.
Trevor, I have a question for you.
Tell me.
And I'm sorry in advance, but I heard you say they survived it. So if you can drive a car, and but you also, in the past, you drove a car, why do we say survived and not survive?
I have no idea. I speak Englando, not particularly great, so we'll have to ask some English teachers if they can help us out on that one. But what do you make of kaSing right now? He's roaming with the Dark Harvest, he's killing this ward. Omnistone doing work, as it were.
So one of the interesting things about Omnistone is that the drop rate, I guess, or like the rune choice you get, the rate changes based on the context of the game. And what I mean by that is you are more likely to get a Dark Harvest when there are low HP enemies nearby you and you're also more likely to get a Predator when you don't have allies near you. So when kaSing is like running out here, it actually is a possibility a little bit higher of him locking in that Predator for himself, which again is like almost always going to be the preferred option, I feel like, on this Pyke. The Comet not really doing anything.
No, not that time round. But
yeah.
I like the kind of the setup. Deadly was trying to clear the wave with the satchel and let the bone skewer land. They didn't quite combo that up particularly well. And again, Pyke is just off on a roam. He's got those Swifty boots, got the Comet for the time being, and I know we keep kind of like obsessing about it, but it's not something you see a lot. And whenever you get to see something new at this level of play, it is always fun just to break down the nuances of how it's working.
Yeah, and I mean, I actually like, I think Omnistone is like a pretty cool concept on a lot of champions. Like, I actually think that there are a few champions I think it's like pretty solid on. I think Ornn is a guy that can make use of a lot of those different ones, even like trading in lane. If you get like some dumb precision one, like you can sometimes still make use of that. But Kennen is another champion that can use a lot of them, but when it comes down to it, it's almost always like, if you get like the optimal rune for a certain situation, it can help you that one time, but wouldn't you rather just have the consistency of, in Pyke's case, either the Aftershock that you know you're always going to have in a team fight, or in this case, the Predator, because now he just absolutely wasted Predator. Like, Predator's a really good option for you. I don't know why he just auto-attacked Visdom. It was probably timing out, and again, that's a problem with having Omnistone, is that every single rune you get is on a timer, so when you lock in the Predator, you need to be able to use it instantly, or, you know, within the window, and that telegraphs things.
Yeah, you don't have the same level of consistency that you do with just a dedicated rune. So bottom lane continues to be a little bit of a farm fest, as is sort of the case with the Ziggs and a fasting Senna / TK. Up in the top lane, basically even CS. Phones has returned with the Tiamat and the Vamp Scepter. Executioner's Calling picked up for Sendu, as well as a couple of longswords in the door and shield. So these two are just continuing to trade, and neither Rabble or Taxa have shown their faces in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Rabble got that kill top and has just been sort of farming through his jungle and kind of equaling what Tax is doing.
Yeah, Rabble not under a lot of pressure to make stuff happen, although we may see a roam down towards bot side. Looks like Nite has the package on that Corki as well. And right now, Deadly isolated in that bottom lane. Both Taxer and kaSing trying to run on over here, but just having that pressure, moving it in towards that bottom side jungle should mean tower plates going the way of Hjarnan down in the bot side of the map. But now his team has left him, and Taxer's actually here.
Yeah, Taxa makes his way in, but Hjarnan and Visdom, they started to back off both of them with flashes available. Special's going to slide forward with a conquering and shifting sands. Holds on to the Emperor's Divide for now, and I was waiting to see whether or not Deadly had moved at all. Obviously the range in that Mega Inferno Bomb, not the longest right now, level 1, but can have the ability to impact other lanes if he decides to move and shift around.
Okay,
I really was hoping for a little bit more explosive play, and I'm not going to lie.
No, this is like super Resident Sleeper going on right now. And I think it's interesting because I feel like one of the things that is missing right now is actually kaSing plus Taxer making moves together. And yes, it can be hard to, you know, make moves down towards that middle lane, but you know, Jarvan plus Pyke is a lot of kill threat, especially post level 6. Now bot lane, oh no, kaSing!
Yeah, that Bone Skewer did a lot of work from kaSing. It set it up for the Mega Inferno Bomb plus Cataclysm combo to guarantee the Boomtown. Sendo will teleport in, get himself a kill onto Visdom, and now BTXL strike back 2 kills and an Infernal Drake available.
And we finally got something to happen. You love to see it down towards the bottom side of the map. All kaSing right there, landing the good skill shots on towards Hjarnan, getting him stuck underneath the tower, so Visdom had to pop the Devour super early on into that one. Now BTXL going to be able to find themselves this Infernal Drake, and then they look to reset off of that one. So I want to see them now move the Ziggs around the map, try to explode some towers, and really push this game forward right here. Because again, it's Deadly that started off. I didn't even see that satchel charge right at the start, so very good coordination between him and kaSing right there to make that one happen. Just really showing they know how to make it work here, as Deadly just chucks a big old book at Hjarnan's head, able to blow him up with that one.
Yeah, and I completely misread the original play as we jumped into it. I actually assumed it was a point-blank Bone Skewer that had flung back Visdom, but it was, as you mentioned, the satchel charge. So nicely done. The combo sets themselves up well. They get the Infernal Drake. It's an even gold game. It is a kill advantage to the UK LC runner-ups, and they've now set themselves up. Mountain Drake is going to be the soul that we're working towards, but it is a significantly slower timer than the previous game that we just watched. Phones will be able to escape with his life thanks to that flash and the Bone Skewer going wide. Now Sendu throws down the World Ender. Rabble can come in from the Krugs. That's a flash forward from Visdom. Manages to get the Devour and the Spit back out to Hjarnan. He had the Railgun if it was needed, but it was not.
Solo queue top laners at home, take notes. If you ever have a lane swap happen in your games, don't just walk up without paying attention to the map when you're on the weak side of the map. Phones lost his flash because he did the same exact thing, trying to sneak away some Krugs right there. Sendu walked straight into a Tahm Kench down there in the bottom lane. There's no need to ever do that right there while your team is getting a whole lot of work done on the top side of the map with that Ziggs knocking away towers much faster. They could have been in a position now where kaSing runs down here to help out Sendu. They can then save the tower. Instead, they end up giving over a kill, so even though they trade up in the tower, they get a plate in the mid lane as well, they're not actually going to get too much off the play.
No, they're not. The teleport will come in to defend the tower, Deadly and Special. Both arriving, double TP. GamerLegion are going to be very happy to see that, because now all of BTXL's teleports are on cooldown. And GamerLegion have a little bit of time to play. kaSing will run into Rabble.
Oh
kaSing
no!
has got chomped, and he is going to be forced. He's taken down instantly. A tongue lashing secures the kill. Now Deadly is running for his life. Abyssal Voyage will send Visdom towards Deadly's side, and Hjarnan won't be able to find the route, but that was just an easy kill. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yep, gets absolutely slammed right now. Poor Hjarnan couldn't even pick up an assist off that one. The Trundle Tahm just took him out way too quickly. You know, they're not really tanks. They're kind of assassins as well here. And hey, that's going to be very good news for the side of GamerLegion, who are going to be able to knock down that turret during the play. Rabble just stuck right here. kaSing not checking the bush, not warding that one. Actually walks into the very end, into melee range, and after already using the W and D, he probably just went the wrong direction there as well. You know, he was going to be in trouble regardless with Rabble having that pillar, but just offered himself up right there to Visdom's tongue. Yeah, knock him out.
There's a line and a half, my friend. I am going to say thank you very much to our observers. I gave them some flack earlier. It turns out they actually can't hear us while we're in draft. The observers actually can only hear us when we get in-game, so I apologize. I asked us not to watch mid lane in draft. They didn't know. But this is the first time we've looked here since that comment early on. And now that is, of course, because there was a lot of action around Rabble. With the help of GamerLegion looking to find a kill into Taxa. The only thing certain in life is death and taxes, and both of those just happened to XL. All of a sudden, Nite is forced to flash for his life.
Whoa!
GamerLegion maintain control and a 1400 gold lead.
It's a tale of over-aggression right there. BTXL, they got the flash off of Rabble right at the start, but then stuck around, even though Deadly was down towards the bottom side. So GamerLegion, they absolutely realized they had the numbers advantage. They went for it. No, no, no!
So close. So close.
You gasped and I freaked out and thought they'd gotten it.
Double check are you on program or fast?
No. I'm on the fast one, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely didn't just switch that a second. I might have been on 3 seconds. I might have been living in the past. We don't have to confirm or deny that though. It's just a possibility that Trevor was ahead of me.
For the viewers at home, we have a couple of different tips and tricks to make sure that our game and our commentary and our voices are all in sync. And I've had a couple of thoughts this game that maybe Ender was on the wrong feed. And unfortunately, I have no way to communicate with him. So I had to tell him. Now I've explained the story to you.
There's no way that I took 16 minutes to realize that. There's no way.
That was the third time that I was like, I really think he's off the pace here. So anyways, I'm glad we've got it resolved. And right now, GamerLegion are looking to extend their lead, my good friend. This team composition is starting to become online, we should say. The Fiora up in the top has got the Ravenous Hydra completed. They're the ones starting off this dragon. And XL are
Did
nearby.
you see Nite faceplant into the wall?
I actually did not. I was looking at items.
He literally just used W, smacked into the wall, like stood there awkwardly for a second, like, did that really just happen to me? And then had to walk around.
It actually feels so bad when those moments happen because obviously when it's on stream, it just stings so much more. They happen to everyone. But just when there's tens of thousands of viewers watching, it hurts a little more. But GamerLegion, they got the dragon. They've got the advantage. They've got the kill lead. They've got the gold lead. and now they're looking to defend their mid lane tower.
Yes, they are. And they should be able to do that. No problem right here. Now, one thing we're going to have to look forward to, GamerLegion, they have a really good ability to spread out and play all three lanes. The later we get into this, you know, Phones is going to be untouchable in a side lane. Really hard to deal with him. Special actually probably has the best shot of dealing with the Fiora, primarily because of that ultimate, as long as he times that so it doesn't get riposted. Should be pretty good for him. But at the same time, Nite going into side lane 2, stacking up that mirror mana, he's going to be outpacing both Special and Sendu. So this is going to be a situation where I feel like we're going to, you know, get into the 25-minute zone, you know, when Dragon Soul is going to be an option, when Baron's going to be a whole lot more realistic, and BTXL going to need to start looking to force fights before they get whittled down on sides.
Yeah, and I want to just remind everybody that the German representatives, the DACH League, are the defending champions of EU Masters. Big Esports won it last summer. GamerLegion are the 3rd seed from, you know, the DACH speaking region, from the Prime League. They had to qualify through play-ins, and right now they're setting themselves up, you know, very strongly going to this mid-late game against the runners-up from the UKLC, with Fnatic dropping a game yesterday, and the fact that GamerLegion are posing themselves well. You know, the UK representatives not looking as strong in the opening group stages, but of course there's still a lot of game to play. And as you've already said, Ender, XL, they can find those engages. They do have the tools, but we just need to see them actually find the opportunities.
Yeah, quick shot. I don't know if you know this, but it has been possible for UK teams to struggle at EU Masters in the past. They haven't always had the best go of things in this tournament, so BTXL certainly hoping to try and turn it around, and it's going to start with kaSing on that fleet footwork. I'm just kidding. I'm going to be done with the Omnistone talk for now. It is going to be GamerLegion walking into the jungle with some vision control.
Let's see what happens with the rest of this now. 2 minutes till Dragon. Still a lot of towers to play for, frankly. I actually imagined that with the Ziggs on your team, if you played a little bit of the swip-swap game, use that satchel charge, maybe they could have pushed towers out a little quicker, especially if you combo with an Azir at any point. But it hasn't happened, and GamerLegion now,
dive time.
They're making the play in the top lane. Sendu's got his flash. Rift Herald was summoned mid. I think that was going to time out. And Blast Cone over the wall. Sendu is going to flash back away. Are you kidding me? He manages to survive. GamerLegion looked like they had the flank, but they simply couldn't make it stick.
Yeah, able to jump on out of that one. You know, GamerLegion, they started everything off right there, and a nice hook from kaSing to chuck Nite over the wall. Not going to mean too much in the end versus a Corki here, but BTXL, nope, not able to have a big enough wave. Hjarnan's able to clear that one away, so they can't nuke down this tower too quickly here, but maybe on the next wave. That's one where they can get a little bit more chip damage. Again, you only need to get it down to, you know, that threshold for Ziggs to be able to pop the turret with a W.
Yeah, definitely, and wasn't able to do it that wave, but 1 or 2 more waves will be all that does it. I'm still quite impressed Sendu escaped with his life there. I really felt like GamerLegion had all the tools to surround it, but I guess they just didn't land any CC.
Yeah, also, Sendu sort of just like blew up Phones right at the start of that one, too. Got a lot of damage down before the riposte came on through, so he wasn't feeling too good in that exchange by the time the rest of BTXL was able to show up. But we did see there, even though it didn't result in, you know, any blood being spilled, what GamerLegion can do, because not only do they have these super strong side laners, but they have the global ability to try and collapse down onto them. So even these 1v1s that right now Sendu on these items felt pretty comfortable to take that 1v1 up against Phones with, well, when you have to factor in that Tahm Kench can bring himself and a friend in whenever he wants, when he's, you know, sitting in that middle lane, when Nite can pick up a package and be able to roam around as well, it becomes very difficult for BTXL to feel confident ever attacking a side lane themselves.
It's been a very slow game thus far. Like, that's the 3rd tower in total, taken out at 21 minutes. A few attempted plays as Deadly throws up was it the Devil Teemo emote? I think that was in the mid lane. We're going to be rating the emote game as Ender started that one a moment or 2 ago, and BTXL will have an opportunity to push down the bottom lane. Abyssal Void just used by Visdom. He's going to join Hjarnan. Dragon in 10 seconds, so clear prioritization here from XL. And they push that vision deep into GamerLegion's jungle.
Yep, it doesn't seem like GamerLegion want to contest this one. They are bringing a few members over here, but without any real headway inside of this river. I think they're going to be better off just to give that one up. 2 Drakes going over to both squads right now. It's not like GamerLegion need to be able to force and get their way in towards an early sort of, you know, Dragon Soul. Instead, no, they can play the full map game. They don't have to opt into any team fights that they don't want to take just yet because, you know, time is on their side, right? Nite has just finished off his second item, scaling items coming on through, and once Phones is able to pick up that Trinity Force, that's when that 1v1 matchup against Sendu is really going to start to get out of hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hjarnan throwing that ultimate top, I think scouting the Baron is what that felt like to me.
Did kaSing waste his stopwatch?
Yes, it looks like. I can go back and check in client, which actually will not be very easy, so I'm not going to. But it is popped, it's not available to him. Deadly used his ultimate to clear out 4 minions on the inner turret, and GamerLegion are sitting with like a 2,500 gold lead. It just feels like they are slowly scaling up to an inevitable win. I mean, Fiora in the top lane, Corki,
Don't say that,
Senna,
Trevor.
like,
if you say
just,
that, BTXL are just going to win.
I do not have that power.
Okay, that's my power, apparently. Okay, so I will say, like, GamerLegion, they do have a lot of good scaling options, but also they don't have great forcing tools in the 5v5 fight, and that's why I was sort of saying, like, BTXL are going to be looking, and actually just posting up around this Baron right now with the Jarvan flag giving a lot of attack speed over towards Special. They're going to try to sneak this away, but with no one showing on the map, I feel like Rabble has to know something's going on.
Remember, Hjarnan sniped that with Curse of the Black Mist a little earlier, or scouted it. Baron is so low. This is very, very close. Very, very scary. Taxstone special low, 1,500 HP, 1,200, 1,000.
Oh,
it's stolen!
no!
It's stolen! GamerLegion have secured a gift-wrapped Baron from XL, and that is heartbreaking. That was so good. Phones riposte a very easy to cast spell, but it looked beautiful, and it means Special goes down as well.
Well, pretty sure GamerLegion just won the game off of that play. Rabble with the beautiful smite over the wall. BTXL could not burst it down fast enough. And as you rightly pointed out, Phones with the beautiful riposte right there. Now they've got Baron on everyone, so they can spread out all 3 lanes. GamerLegion don't have to force a fight. They can simply play that split push game. And at the start, like, it's a really good duo effort from Deadly and kaSing to try and zone Rabble away from the pit. But that hook did not connect. If kaSing lands that hook, I'm almost positive that Rabble would not have enough time to get inside of that pit, regardless of whether or not he had flash available. Because that hook doesn't connect, Rabble gets over in time. I think he had a 2-level lead over Taxer as well. So, boom, there's going to be yet another turret going down. Yeah,
no doubt about it. With 4 towers secured, now all of a sudden Taxer tries to set something up. Yes, he's locked in Visdom inside the Cataclysm. The Mega Inferno Bomb is still on cooldown. Curse the Black Mist is fired out, and here comes Phones flanking from the side. Trinity Force completed thanks to the gold secured a few moments ago. GamerLegion 7,000 gold up. And do you know how difficult it is to wave clear with an Azir and a Ziggs versus Baron empowered minions? It's really going to be hampered. And Phones, even though he doesn't have teleport, he's got all the tools he needs to split push for days. Yeah. The rest of GamerLegion playing the top lane. They're splitting the map. They're playing this well.
Yeah, and I mean, Visdom just recalled and teleported back into the top lane too. So right now, 2 members in top lane, 1 in mid, 1 in bot, with Rabble just down here to make sure Phones is protected on the push on board. The Trinity Force is completed on both Phones and Nite. So again, they're going to knock down these turrets very, very quickly with the Sheen procs, with the attack speed from the Stinger in the build as well. So here we go. This is going to be a situation BTXL need to force, but Sendu's going down.
Oh, Sendu's got flash available. He's going to be able to escape for now. And there goes Phones. He manages to shut him down. Lunges forward. Visdom is over the wall, but it doesn't matter. The inner turret is going to get blown up. Mega Inferno Bomb doesn't even clear the wave. The tower died too quickly. Completely.
He got a single cannon minion right there, and GamerLegion inside of the base. Doesn't feel like there's anything BTXL can do right now because they're losing 2 inhibitors at the same time.
It's been quite a strange game because XL have tried to make plays. kaSing did a couple of roams, but they just didn't really work out. And GamerLegion were gift wrapped a Baron buff, which now they're using to perfection. 2 inhibitors exposed.
Wait,
I think
they
middle one
didn't
is
get
down.
bot
The
lane.
bottom one did not die. Yeah, I realized that as
Why
well.
didn't we auto-attack that, guys?
And GamerLegion with a 9,000 gold lead, with supers in the mid lane. There's a dragon spawning. I mean, they're just in complete control of the game, but it was kind of given to them by that Baron play.
Yeah, I mean, BTXL, right? I feel like they thought they were like further behind than they were. They did just force too hard around that Baron, right? Like, it wasn't a bad idea, but when it's down to 2k and Rabble has the ability to flash over the wall, you probably need to give that one up right there, especially because they got themselves so low. Now Nite inside here, finding out Taxer. He may just one-shot him. Yeah, okay.
And
that's just, you know, another day in the office.
What happens? Yep.
Cool.
I'm not sure what you want me to do with the play-by-play there, my man.
Well, GamerLegion, they got themselves another dragon. You know, I'll just take care of it for you, because at this point, there's not a whole lot to break down, right? Like, all GamerLegion have to do, escort the wave down mid lane, collapse up towards top side to back up Nite on the push. In the meantime, Phones will be down bot side. BTXL are going to need 2 members at the very least to hold him off, and even then, without a tower there, he can very easily walk up and knock that one down. Oh,
yeah, no. That's special in trouble. Emperor's Divide buys some time, enough for Sendu to arrive. The Darkened Blade is doing work, and Hjarnan will get shut down by the Mega Inferno Bomb, but look on your minimap. Phones is pushing in supers on the bottom lane, through the mid lane rather. He's taken the inhibitor on the bottom lane. It's finally down, but Deadly gets a couple of kills, and XL, they're still down 9,000 gold to GamerLegion.
Yeah, they're going to be stuck in their base for a very long time if they do manage to start clawing back in this one. Again, like GamerLegion, they're able to... Oh, they snipe out Special to cancel the recall. That's actually a really nice play right there. And then, of course, the pillar is good, but Special is able to flash over it by a lot of time here. And looks like kaSing was able to pull back Hjarnan there, too. Didn't get the reset on the ultimate right there. Would have loved to share a bit of that gold and get some coming back towards BTXL's way, but a kill's a kill at the end of the day. 2 going the way of Deadly in that exchange, so they live to see another day.
Yeah, they really do. GamerLegion again. They're looking to go 2-0, looking to start the group stage very, very strong. Got one more game to play tomorrow before we wrap up group stage 1 and start the round robin. XL, on the other hand, looking to go 0-2 in their first 2 games. They lost to Gamers Origin, who were the champions from the French League, and now 3rd seed from Prime League. GamerLegion, they're looking pretty good.
Yes, they are.
Great, I'm so glad
Sorry, I lost my screen for a second. I was like, how can I fill into this while I'm trying to find the button I have to click to see everything again? Yeah, and BTXL wish they could do the same. Just forget this one ever happened here. Forget that Baron ever happened.
I think one of the things that we are working on is getting the ability to speak to some teams and some players from tomorrow onwards. And I would love to at some point hear from kaSing about the Omnistone Pyke. I want to see whether or not it comes back as well.
That's the real question we want to ask.
It's just, it's one of those things, because as well, let's be frank, had kaSing's Pyke been able to land a couple more hooks or be a little bit stronger in some of those roams, it could have changed the flow of this game a lot. I mean, look, the same could be said for Tax's Jarvan, etc.
Yeah. Right? So the thing is, like, I don't want to, like, the Omnistone pick didn't stop kaSing from roaming.
No.
But what I did actually miss a ton was just kaSing and Taxer working together, right? Like, Tahm Kench isn't the champion that wants to, like, roam around and, like look to, like, play through mid lane big time. Like, but Jarvan and Pyke absolutely need to. Those 2 champions need to, you know, push forward in the early mid game. You know, Ziggs leave them alone to roam. Well, they never were able to do that. GamerLegion always had control over the bot side jungle, so those roams never really ended up happening, and now it's just a little bit too late for them. Wow. Deadly very strong, but that's a good hook.
Keep your eyes on Rabble. He's doing his best James Bond impersonation for the time being, and Taxer's going to be the target, as Phones is now coming for the flank. Grand Duelist has arrived, and Hjarnan's already taken out Taxer. Now they turn their attention over to Sendu. kaSing is waiting on the flanks. Phones goes very low, down to 150 HP, healed up by Hjarnan, continues to run for his life. Special sends the Sand Soldiers forward, but there's super minions in the bottom lane. Sendu's moved to defend those. 25 seconds until Sendu comes back alive, and the Mega Inferno Bomb will be available shortly, but Nite just blows up Special once again. I did not know Corki was an assassin, but Nite is playing him as one.
Yeah, he is in this game. He's going to recall, teleport back into the fight. The first Nexus Tower is going to fall, and GamerLegion going to look to close out.
Yeah, they really are. Sendu's going to do what he can, but Phones is stepping around the side, pushing in the minions. There goes Nite. Manages to use the package, get another kill. on to kaSing before going down himself. Phones takes out the next Nexus turret. The Nexus will be the focus, and the Winions will bring it home. GamerLegion take down BTXL.
That was a massive package right there at the end. Trying to dive into the fountain, not pulling quite a Larson on that one. He stopped himself just short. But I would say, you know, that was a very nice game there from GamerLegion, able to punish that Baron sneak attempt and take it all the way to the bank.
Listen, the DACH region, German, Austria, Switzerland, represented very well. GamerLegion 2-0, seeing whether or not they can continue to push the UKSLC down. I'm still lost at that joke. We're going to go to an ad break, and when we come back, Gamers Origin take on YT8.
Vous comprenez maintenant pourquoi j'ai créé la Magic? En un clip, vous devenez Magic.
La monture avec ces 2 clips pour 149 €.
C'est Magic.
Dispositif médical.
This is my creed. The boots that make me faster. The items that make me stronger. The potions that I drink. I get the best to be more powerful, so my champion rises to the top. But all this leveling up means nothing if I don't level up myself. It's the healthy potions I drink in real life that make me stronger. Because you can only rule the game when you realize you are your most important champion. To play like a pro, eat like a pro.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. Andrew and I are going to break down a little bit more about how GamerLegion were able to pick up the win there against BTXL. Quite a strange game. I didn't really get the rhythm of it myself. And at the end of the day, how GamerLegion won the game was because XL started a Baron and couldn't finish it.
Well, it was like super anticlimactic, right? Because we never got like that game-deciding team fight. It was just like a 20-minute like Baron sneak attempt by BTXL, which if they get it, you know, by all means, great play, you know, you have to say. But they failed in their attempt to zone Rabble away from the pit. Right before this, kaSing actually missed a hook that would have pulled Rabble away from that pit, made it impossible for him to get over for the steal attempt in time. Of course, Tax was already taken very low, so was a little bit slow on that smite, down 2 levels as well. Taxer was able to steal that one away. It then turns into that extra kill on towards special, and then with this composition that they had, like, all they had to do was split out, play 3 lanes. They didn't have tools to force fights, so the fact that they just got a Baron for free ended the game like 15 minutes faster than it was actually going to happen.
Absolutely the case, and this means that XL are now 0-2 after 3 days of games here in the opening group stage. We've got 1 game left here on the rest of Group A. It will be YDN taking on Geo in just a moment. But this is a little bit of a concern, you know. We memed about it, we joked about it just a little bit, the fact that the UKLC representatives have historically let us down a little in the past.
I mean, they're just trying to exit the EU Masters, right? So,
dude, Brexit, that was a next level Brexit joke. I actually was not ready for that one. But yes, we do have 1 game left to play. Just before we head over to it, let's talk a little bit about Gamers Origin. They are the representatives from France, the champions, one of the favorites in the tournament. So there's a lot on their shoulders as well.
yeah, this is going to be a good matchup to watch too, you know. I'm a huge fan of Blue Resort in the jungle. You know, I remember him actually all the way from last year's EU Masters in spring that I got to cast too. So I'm excited to see what he can bring into the jungle, because I always feel like there's something a little bit more fun that he can toss your way. His early pathing always leaves me satisfied.
Yeah, coming up against the Italian representatives, always excited for me personally. I was lucky enough to be in Italy for the launch of the game in the Italian client. So let's hope they can step up and take on the French in just a moment. The players are almost ready. We'll jump into Champion Select in a short moment. But before that, let's listen to the Warner Song of the Day.